G'day guys, Alex Cat from Drone Gear here. Today we are very lucky to have Matt from Skyrocket. Matt, how you going?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Today we have the Skyviper V2450 GPS drone.
Yes.
Which you had an instrumental part in making happen.
Yes, I was very fortunate in getting to work with a lot of the arderpilot.org team. And partnering with Skyrocket, we were able to pack quite a bit of performance into a very, very small frame, and we're very proud.
I'm personally really excited about this little quadcopter. I've been around Skyviper drones for, I think this is my third year now. And to see where it's come from, now to have a really stable drone with GPS for under $150. So let's dive into some of the features right now. So tell us a bit more about the GPS module and everything that's gone into this drone to make it as stable as it flies.
Well, we've done a lot of work, and this year is our first year where we're actually using the Ardercopter software in our top-of-the-line drone. We've been using CleanFlight for the last 2 years on our normal lineup, and that's been a great software. We've been able to do some really incredible, good, stable flying multi-rotors with that.
Yeah, I personally, on that note, the one stick flying, with indoor flying, being able to set the altitude and use the one stick, and it will sort of stay within, you know, a couple of feet of that altitude that you set. So even the previous models before the GPS were extremely fun and able to fly indoors for the beginner.
Yeah, no, that's kind of been one of the approach that Skyrocket's wanted to do. We know there's a lot of interest in this, but a lot of people have anxiety approaching the hobby because they see all the sticks and the buttons and they're a little worried that it might be too difficult to learn. So what we've done with the auto mode and the manual mode with CleanFlight is kind of help alleviate a lot of that anxiety. Remove the constantly having to ride both sticks to keep your drone in the air. The software has been advancing over the years, and so have our frames. But this one right here, this is the pinnacle, because we worked very hard with arderpilot.org. Skyrocket partnered with them this year, and pretty much all of the key members of Arderpilot have their fingerprints all over this. So Philip Rouse, who designed the Pixhawk flightboard systems and stuff back in the 3DR days, designed our flight controllers. Andrew Tridgell has been our main programmer. All of the key members of arderpilot.org, if you're an Ardercopter fan, you know those names, and those names have all helped us put this together.
And on that note, I can vouch, having been one of the first to fly this, because I did all the instructional videos for Skyviper, extremely stable. Now, we were up at a lookout point in high winds. I think I had 19 satellites.
Yeah.
Which is insane. Usually you're getting 12, 13 with the bigger drones, so to get 19 satellites.
On my original Phantom and some of my solo rigs, we don't see those GPS numbers. But our GPS module, we're also partnering with U-Blocks and Tauglass, so we've got pure genuine chipsets, probably the best porcelain GPS antennas you can have on a module, and the performance really shows. Because we were just, before this interview, I powered it on and was showing him a few things, and within a minute and a half we had up to 19 satellites locked on it.
So out of the box, it's extremely capable, ready to fly. You can fly this indoors without GPS. Straight away, you just hit the mode button, a red LED will be illuminated, then you can fly indoor mode. It'll hold its altitude, really fun to fly.
No, it's a great flyer. It's got some really good performance.
And the camera, let's move to the camera now.
Okay.
It's a 720p.
Yep, 720p, and if you record to a micro SD card that you put into the back here, it'll record at 30 frames per second. If you record to your device, because this streams to your phone, we also have the Skyviper Video Viewer app. If you're recording to your phone while it's streaming, that records at 20 frames per second.
Yeah, and that's what I like about this drone. For $150, you're getting GPS, you're getting 720p, you can record to a micro SD, you can stream to your smart device. The GPS maps comes up in the app, you can move your home position. On that note, it's got a return to home feature, which is crazy for such a small drone to have a return to home feature.
Well, with the GPS module, it's aware of where it is when the copter is first armed. So it remembers that position, and we actually have a return button. So the range on this radio is really good, And if you get out to a point to where you're a little worried about not being able to bring it back home, just hit the return button. It will come back home for you. Now the return button works only when you have a good GPS lock. So don't expect this return button to make it come flying back to you if you're flying indoors. You need a good GPS lock in order for return to home to work.
So yeah, I've tested that out on location and it works extremely well. Came back within a few feet. Also, when it's returning to home, if it does look like it's going off a little bit, you can control directional where it's going to land as it's coming in, which is a great safety feature there. On that note, other safety features as well, if it does go out of range, it will come back like you said.
Yep, if you're in GPS mode and you go out of the range of the transmitter, it triggers a return to home. If you're flying in indoor mode, it will trigger a gentle land.
Yeah, and on the range, how far can people expect to get from this, you know, without before losing signal? I know I got it at about 400 feet solid, and I still had a good, again, there was nothing obstructing my view. I had a really good clean line of sight of the drone, as you should all be flying. You shouldn't be flying this beyond line of sight, but what can people expect for range on this thing?
Easily 400.
Yeah.
I don't know if we actually have an official number for that, but it is probably the best range control out of any of the drones that we've ever made since I've been at Skyrocket.
Another thing people are going to want to know is the battery life. What can people expect, Matt, on the battery life?
We have a single cell 1200 milliamp battery. So if you're doing aggressive flying, expect about 10 minutes of flight time. If you're just kind of being leisurely and just hovering and being a careful flyer, 12 and a half minutes.
Yeah, so that's pretty awesome for such a small drone to get that kind of flight time. I know previous models weren't getting anywhere near that, so this new 1200 milliamp hour battery is definitely getting longer flight time.
Oh yes.
So to wrap things up on this V2450 GPS drone, it's an extremely able quadcopter. Obviously, it hasn't got a gimbal, it's not stabilized, you've only got an adjustable camera, but again, consumer expectations need to be realistic on the price point. It's $149.99.
Yep.
You know, obviously you got to spend a lot more money to get those stabilized camera systems and brushless motors and stuff like this, but for the price point, to get all these features, the app being as intuitive it is, being able to take video, pictures, share them, upload them wirelessly, this is a really great entry-level drone for people that are wanting to get into drones, get your feet wet, and have a bit of peace of mind with GPS.
Yep.
So, really great drone from Skyviper, guys. We're gonna put a link down below to the Skyviper V2450 GPS. Matt, thank you for coming on this review video.
Thank you.
I'm really excited about this drone. I think we're gonna be doing a giveaway soon on our Instagram channel, so stay tuned for that one. Thanks again, Matt.
Thank you.
And guys, be sure to like this video, give us a comment, and subscribe to Drone Gear. We'll see you guys on the next one.